Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another Colourpop video. We have a new collection, of course, launching this week Thursday, and it seemed like there was some traction. Some people seemed really excited about it, so I thought I would go ahead and do a video on this one. And this is called In the Limelight. So it is a lime green collection, pretty much based on the eyes for this one. So there's not like a whole lot of stuff going on, but I definitely wanted to show you what this looks like. See if there's any comparisons, because I thought it looked familiar. So that'll be towards the end of the video. I'm also going to be doing this eye look for you guys today, but I just thought it'd be fun to go over this with you. I meant to do a video on the Darth Vader palette, but that one I was not able to get up, and I feel like now it's a little bit late. Maybe I'll sneak it in on my Instagram and do a look with that one, but I was on vacation and it came later than expected, so I was not able to do that review, although I really wanted to, but I did want to go ahead and get this one up. So let's get into the collection. This is launching, like I mentioned, Thursday, Colourpop Thursday. It's always a Thursday launch, 10 a.m. PST as per usual. I have not heard if the codes, like what's going on with my code. I'll have to ask again if they figured anything out with that, or if they just kind of disabled the ambassador code. Anyways, let's start with the eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like. It is called In the Limelight Pressed Powder Palette, and it is kind of a neon green color scheme. We do have a couple neutrals popped in there as well, so you can kind of make some different looks with it. I wanted to go for an all bright neon green look today. I'm assuming this is going to be, from looking at the website, $14 for this one, but I'm not 100%. But my guess is it's going to be $14, just considering what else they have on the site. I think the more expensive ones are usually the ones that they have in collaboration with like Disney and stuff like that. So I think this one will be $14. I'll go ahead and insert the swatches here for you guys. We also have 3 Jelly Much shadows in the collection, which is exciting. I haven't seen new jelly shadows in a while from Colourpop. I know usually they do like the Super Shocks, but the jelly ones are kind of like a squishy consistency. They really feel like a moussey, almost jello in a way. These are typically $9 each. I don't know if they will have like a bundle that you could get all 3. That would be really nice, but these are a nice add-on with your collection. I like to use these as a base. I never really use them on their own, so I'm not sure if they do crease if you use them by themselves, but I always like to set mine with eyeshadow. I feel like it really pops the color, and that way there is no creasing, but I do enjoy these a lot. They are a little bit different than the Super Shock. The Super Shock I feel like has a little bit more glitter, more shine. These are like a wet feeling, but they still give a lot of metallicness, but I feel like they're not as like opaque in color, so that's why I like using them as a base. But there is 3 shades here. They do come with a little lid that you'll want to make sure you keep on there so that they stay wet, because otherwise they could dry out, and that's kind of what they look like on the inside. So this shade is Memoir, and it looks like this. So you can see they're so shiny, very wet feeling on the skin. This next one is called Heartthrob. This is a super bright neon green. I kind of wish I'd tried this one out today. This just is so bright. It reminds me of like Mountain Dew is what I could describe it as, like a Mountain Dew green. And then we have this darker, almost green gold here. This is called a Scandal. These are the 3 swatched together from lightest to darkest. Really nice shades that they included for the line. Last thing I have in the collection are these 2 color sticks that you could use as an eyeshadow base, an eyeshadow crayon all over the eyes, or as like an eyeliner is what I do. I typically don't use these a ton. I do prefer like the Super Shocks and the jelly shadows over these, but I do think they work nice as like eyeliners or putting color on the lower lash line. So in here we do have the shade Bright Lights, and these will match kind of with the jelly shadows. That one's more of a yellowy green. And we also have the color Bussin', which is more of a matte lime green in the collection. So that is everything that I have. I was looking on Colourpop, and it looks like there's also going to be a 4th Ray Beauty lip scrub and a lip balm. So I do not have those. I just have the eye products here to share with you guys today. And let's see if they have photos. Oh, they do have a picture. I'll insert it here so you guys can see what that looks like. It looks like it's just a lime green lip scrub stick in the lip balm. It shouldn't have a color, I don't think, just to kind of hydrate the lips. But that's the collection, just a small one for today. Let's go ahead and get into how I did this eye look. I want to go ahead and put those products to use. All right, guys, let's dip into the In the Limelight palette here. I'm going to start with Miami, this lime. I'm using a rougher 14 brush, and I'm going to try this in the crease. It's a smaller brush, so I'm hoping I can pack on some pigment with this one. This one is super neon. It's kind of like a green yellow, but it's taking a few layers to kind of get this intensity going. It reminds me of just like putting a highlight, like a yellow highlight, right in the crease. I'm not sure if I love that. Let's darken it up with the After Party. This is more of a deeper green, so that just deepens things a little bit, but it's not as dark as it looks still in the pan. But I am getting that neon kind of color, but just not where I was really expecting from this one, seeing how it looks more like limey in here. I kind of want to keep this look green. I was thinking about using the brown, but I think I'm going to skip that for now because I feel like that's always my go-to. I'm going to go back into After Party in the outer corner because I want to keep this just like kind of a full green look today. Definitely feeling very bright green right now. I'm going to take the shade Palms on my lower lash line. So I think it needs just a little bit more color to it under there. So I am going to try one of those color sticks. I'm going to use this darker green, which is called Bussin'. It reminds me of TikTok. I think the girl's name is Janelle, with her peppers and cream cheese in the everything bagel seasoning. She'll always be like, it's bussin' if it's good. So let's see. Let's go ahead and apply this under there. Ooh, that's pretty. Very bright. Next, I'm going to go in with one of the Jelly Mud Shadows. I don't think, have they always come in this pot, or did they get new ones? It now has like a little seal. Oh, it's like thick. That's what it looks like. These are really fun. I like to use them as an eye base, so I'm going to use the shade Memoir. This is a BK Beauty 204. And I'll just go ahead and use the excess product that's on the lid. Dip in and then place this on the lid. So pretty. These really add the extra oomph for your look. So I'm going to apply that about halfway. So I personally like using them as like a base, just because they're a little bit see-through, and I'm going to go back in with my finger and just kind of blend that. Tap it in a little bit more so that it's pretty even, but I am going to put a shadow over it because I do want just a little more from this. And just blend those edges with your finger like that. So that's kind of what it looks like. Next, with my finger, going back into the eyeshadow palette, I'm going to take Star Power and put that on top. We'll see what this will look like. Hopefully it's not like too bright. I think it's like a duochrome, but I think that'll be just about perfect to brighten up and make sure everything's opaque, no see-through going on. Yeah, I do like that a lot. But yeah, I think that looks good. It looks a little crazy because I don't have any other makeup on. So let me go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on. I think that's all that's in the collection is just eye products. So I will be right back with the full face. And here is the full look. Rest of makeup on, hair I did curl earlier because I had a photo shoot, but I love how it all came together. I love the green. It's so springy and fun and very bright, definitely like a neon lime green. So pretty. Anyways, that's the makeup. I'll have it linked down below if there's anything you're wondering about. I used some Colourpop stuff and a couple other things as well on the face. But let's get into my final thoughts and some palette comparisons. Alright guys, so testing out the palette, I didn't have too many issues. I would say my only gripe is that I do think that the colors are a lot lighter than I was expecting, and they didn't always look true to pan, especially with the mattes. I was expecting them to be a little bit darker. Some of them were looking a little bit more yellow when I put them on the eyes. The shimmers are beautiful, so I didn't have too much trouble. I would say this Almost Famous shade, I know we did not use that on the eyes, but I do feel like that's kind of a dud. I had such trouble swatching that one. It would get hard pan almost immediately. So that one, I do feel like there is a dud shadow in there, but all the other ones did perform pretty well. But yeah, keep in mind that Miami, it goes on a little bit more yellow. It takes some building up as well as the after party. But overall, I feel like it was decent. I really like the look that we did today. Now, for the comparisons, I saw this on Trend Mood and I was like, wait a minute, that looks like something I already own from Colourpop, and I really thought these were going to be almost exact dupes. And that is the Tinkerbell eyeshadow palette that came out last year. This is one of my favorites from Colourpop. I wanted to show you them side by side. They just have a very similar color story going on. So I feel like once you see them more in true lighting and not like edited photos and stuff like that, they do look a little bit more different. And actually swatching them, they are way different than I thought. I really thought these were going to be super close, but it turns out in the Limelight is a lot brighter, a lot more neon green, while Tinkerbell definitely has more deeper kind of earthy tones in it. And pretty much none of the shades swatch the same except for maybe Pixie Dust, that middle green, and Palms. Those ones are similar, but other than that, like the mattes are completely different and the other shimmers are completely different. They are way more different than I thought, and I think you can definitely own both of them in your collection. This one's just going to give you that brighter look. Now, if I was going to pick a favorite, I do prefer my Tinkerbell. I don't know if you can still get this one, but I just love that it has some more neutral looks and a little bit more that you can do with it. I feel like a lot of the looks coming out of this one are going to be a little more repetitive. This just has a little bit more depth and some different tones going on. You could go more neutral, you could do a green look, so there's just a little bit more you can do with Tinkerbell. Like, I would give this one a 10 out of 10. I would give this one an 8 out of 10. But yeah, I was really surprised. I thought for sure those were going to be spot on dupes, but they really are different. Now, I was also thinking in my collection that I don't own, there is a couple monochromatic green palettes from Colourpop, including the Just My Luck palette, but to me, Just My Luck looks a lot more teal and a lot darker, so I feel like those are pretty different to me. There's also the Boston Celtics NBA palette that does not really look like limey shades at all, so honestly, this one, surprisingly, it holds its own. It's a lot different than anything I have from them in my collection that I can at least think of off the top of my head. This is how it looks next to the Child palette. This is how it looks next to Lush Life. Lush Life has a couple of those neon greens, but this one obviously has a bit more going on. And then I pulled out my Liz McGuire palette because this one has a couple lime greens as well that you could kind of get a similar look from these two, but a lot more going on there. So those are the ones I pulled that kind of like looked a little bit similar, but I'm really shocked to see that this is really, it holds its own and there's not really an exact dupe in the line. Is it similar? A little bit, but I feel like you're gonna get different looks out of all of these palettes in my opinion. So I just wanted to kind of do that because I know a lot of you guys were thinking it too, that it looks like a lot of stuff that we've already seen. I know in the High Society collection, I don't think they sell this one anymore. There's this green palette that has some similar tones, but it's also very different. But the first three kind of look like they could be dupes. I feel like I didn't like that one. That is it for this video. I'll have everything linked down below if you guys want to come back to the video and shop on Thursday to use my affiliate link, but otherwise I will probably post on my community tab when it is available. I will go ahead and let you guys go and see you in my next one. Bye guys.